Hey cake lovers, welcome to my channel. So today guys, I'm gonna share with you the most delicious, super fluffy and moist white velvet cake recipe. So this cake is frosted with the most delicious, fluffy and luxurious white buttercream, and this frosting is made without icing sugar. Oh yeah guys, I know you want to stick around for this, so let's get started. Here's the list of ingredients to make the white velvet cake. You'll find the recipe in the description box. Do well to check it out. So right now, I'm gonna make some buttermilk. So I'm just gonna add the vinegar to the milk and give it a quick stir and allow it to stand for 5 to 10 minutes. So it's time to make the most amazing white velvet cake. And in goes the sugar, baking powder and baking soda, and I'll just whisk to combine. So guys, for this recipe I'm gonna use the reverse creaming method to make the most delicious white velvet cake. With this method, we start off by incorporating the butter into the flour. So we're just gonna do that by mixing for right about 5 minutes until we have a breadcrumb texture. I'm gonna add in the butter in 3 parts and mix for a minute with the addition of each portion. So with this method, the butter coats the flour particles and prevents the formation of gluten network when the wet ingredient is added. So the butter just goes and interferes with that lattice. So when you use the reverse creaming method to make your cakes, the cakes come out extremely soft and fluffy with that melt in your mouth effect. So good guys, you have to try the recipe. So this method is the fastest and quickest way to make the most delicious, soft and fluffy cake. This is because air is incorporated into the batter by whipping up the egg whites. Compared to the traditional creaming method of making cakes, air is incorporated through whipping up of the butter and sugar, but with the reverse creaming method, air is incorporated into the batter by just fluffing up the egg whites. So egg white has that unique characteristics to trap air when it's whipped up. So this gives the cake batter that light and fluffy, luxurious consistency, leading to an overall soft and fluffy cake. So guys, I'm just gonna mix until the butter is well incorporated into the flour. So you can also add your butter bit by bit by adding a tablespoon at a time while mixing continuously, like you can see I did in the last part. So regardless of what method you choose to incorporate your butter, the most important thing is the desired outcome. So we're looking forward to getting a breadcrumb texture. So that's what you should look out for. So you can go either method. You could add a tablespoon at a time, or you could add in 3 parts. It's still gonna work okay. So right now I'm gonna make a well in the middle of the bowl to receive the wet ingredient. And can you see how good looking our buttermilk looks? And in goes the buttermilk, some oil and vanilla, and I'm gonna mix for 3 minutes until the batter is silky and smooth. So guys, with the creaming method, which is the traditional way of making cakes, mixing the batter for 3 minutes, it's an absolute no. But for the reverse creaming method, it works really well. It's an absolute yes, because the coating of the flour with the butter will prevent the formation of that complex gluten network, which can lead to a tough and less fluffy cake. So the butter around the flour disrupts the gluten sequence when the liquid ingredient is added. So it's really important to thoroughly incorporate the butter into the flour before proceeding to the next step, which is adding the wet ingredient. So that step plays a vital role in the overall texture of the cake. So guys, I'm going to share with you the secret ingredient I used in this recipe for the most delicious, soft and fluffy cake. You're going to find out at the end of this video, so do well to stick around. So this secret ingredient will definitely elevate the quality and textures of your cake, and I recommend you use it at all times, especially if you're looking forward to getting that soft, melt in your mouth cake. So good guys. So I just add added in the egg white. I'm gonna add the egg white in 2 parts and mix for a minute with each addition. So this is just to help fluff up the egg white thoroughly, and doing this will help incorporate a lot of air into the batter to get that beautiful rise during baking. So since we're making a white cake, we need only the egg whites for that beautiful white color. Can you see how silky and smooth this batter looks already? It looks so much like ice cream, but with a lot of fluffiness going on. So this is the consistency you should be looking out for. So guys, do you know you can tell the texture of your cake just from the consistency of the batter prior to baking? Oh yeah guys, I cannot wait to show you the outcome of this cake. It's incredibly soft, tender, fluffy, and yummy. You absolutely gonna love this. You have to try the recipe. So right now I'm gonna divide the batter evenly into the prepared pan. So I prepared my pan by spraying with some cooking spray and lining with some parchment paper. And we're gonna bake in a 350 degrees oven for 25 to 30 minutes. And it's ready. It's ready guys. Can you see how beautifully gorgeous this cake looks? I love the beautiful golden brown color. It's so yummy. So guys, don't forget the recipe for this will be in the description box. Do well to check it out. I'll also leave extra description on what cake pan you can use and how long you have to bake them. So find all of this information in the description box down below. So it's time to frost the cake with the most delicious white buttercream. So this buttercream is made without icing sugar. Oh yeah guys, this is mind-blowing. The buttercream is extremely soft and fluffy, and it's the perfect buttercream for cake decorating for beginners, because building the layers of the cake with this buttercream is much easier and less tasking for a new baker due to the flow rate and ease of application when using this frosting. So there is more guys, I got good news for you. So this buttercream is also very easy to make. It's less sweet, and at the same time it's way more delicious than the regular American buttercream. This is a win-win guys. You have to try the recipe. So guys, I'm just gonna build up the cake by applying buttercream between layers of cakes, and then I cover the entire cake with the buttercream. So with the aid of an offset spatula, I'm gonna go back and forth in a slow, steady motion in applying the buttercream between layers. So this will ensure an even distribution of the frosting between layers of the cake, as well as knock out any air bubble in the buttercream for a steady frosted cake. And that's the last layer. So we're gonna build a 3-layer cake. So right now I'm gonna cover the entire cake with the buttercream. I'm also gonna go back and forth in a slow but steady motion in applying the buttercream all around the cake. And then with the cake scraper, I'm gonna go all around the cake once again to smooth out the sides and edges of the cake, and then send it to the freezer to chill for right about 30 to 60 minutes just to solidify the butter in preparation for the second layer of frosting. So guys, right now I'm going to take you through the step-by-step process on how to frost the cake for that perfect, flawless, smooth finish. So with the aid of an offset spatula, I'm going to distribute the frosting around the cake, and you can see how the frosting spreads out easily on the cake. This is exactly what I talked to you earlier. So this recipe has been tailored to ease out the stress of cake decorating, especially for beginner bakers. This is exactly what you should be looking out for. So a good scenario of some hassle a new baker might encounter when trying to frost a cake for the first time might includes the buttercream not sticking to the cake. This is as a result of a couple of reasons. One of them definitely a wrong recipe, and also maybe the style of buttercream. So with this recipe you are not going to encounter any of this hassle or stress. So it's stress-free, it's tailored for new bakers. And also if the cake is really tender, like for freshly baked cakes, you get to find some of those troubles with very tender cake. It just breaks up when you're trying to apply a buttercream. Again, if the buttercream is not soft enough for the stage of frosting, you're going to encounter all of those problems, but you'll stand a chance of not facing those limitations if you use this buttercream, which is soft, it's fluffy, and it's very easy to apply. So right now I'm going to go in with a scraper. The scraper is more precise in cleaning up the excess buttercream around the cake. So I'm just going to go around the sides and edges of the cake to scrape off the excess buttercream for that flawless smooth finish. So the cake has chilled for right about 45 minutes, so it's time to apply the second coat. So the first coat is called a crumb coat, which we applied and chilled the cake. So that's just to hold up any crumb, especially for freshly baked cakes. So right now we're just going to do the finishing touch by applying a second coat of frosting. So this will make the cake look very pretty and flawless. So let's get right into it. So guys, the second layer of frosting is very easy to apply, especially if you chill your cake. So you just go all around, same as the first method you use for crumb coating. So we just apply the buttercream, and once again the buttercream is soft, it's fluffy, it's easy to apply. So it's a very easy breezy process, and that's it. And once we're done smoothing out the sides and edges, we're just gonna decorate the cake. So guys, I'm going to decorate the cake with a wilting 1M nozzle. I'm going to make a ruffle rosette design by just moving the nozzle in a very slow circular motion, and that's how I got that design. You can go any way you choose. It's just a very simple design. I think it's easy to replicate as well. And that's it guys, you do whatever you want to do in terms of design, and we're almost getting ready for the taste time. I'm getting really excited. I cannot wait for you to see what's inside. It's so good guys, it's gonna blow your mind. So now we're done decorating, so we have created that ideal beautiful birthday cake. So it's gonna be perfect for all occasion, your anniversary, whatever you want to do. So it's good to be able to have the skill to just make a very simple layer cake. So if you have any questions regarding this recipe, replicating this design, I'll be happy to take your questions. Drop me a comment down below. And it's the taste time. Can you see how beautifully gorgeous and perfectly white this cake is? I love the beautiful luxurious color. It's so yummy. Can you see the crumb on the cake? It's so soft and fluffy. So guys, I promise to release the secret to making the most beautifully gorgeous, soft and fluffy, super delicious and moist white cake. So for this recipe guys, the secret is you have to use your cake flour. So I'm going to tell you the reasons why you should always bake your cake now in 2020 with cake flour. You're going to find out right now. So guys, when it comes to wheat flour, we have two types of wheat. So there's the soft wheat and there's the hard wheat. So the hard wheat is where we make the all-purpose flour that is used to bake pizza, bread flour, and what have you not. So when it comes to soft wheat, the protein content of soft wheat is lower compared to the hard wheat. So meaning the flour is softer. The flour has less gluten formation when it comes in contact with water. So that's why you have that beautiful texture in your cake. So if you've ever had that cake and you were like, what is this? What's going on here? It's the flour that was used to bake the cake. There's no rocket science there. It's just the quality of ingredients used to produce the cake. So right now in 2020, I recommend that you use cake flour. It's so good guys. The texture of your cake, it's in another level. So guys, I'm gonna tell you now what this cake tastes like. So oh my gosh, it melts in your mouth. The buttercream, it's so soft, it's so airy, it pairs really well. I love the light and fluffy and luxurious feel in my mouth. So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, wanna give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click on the bell notification. It gives you instant update as soon as I upload my videos. I love you so much for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you in my next one.